you doing, everyone? Welcome to Colorful Peacock. I just went over what I got going on in the fish room, and I'm about to bag up. Prepare 2 orders of fish that are going out on Monday. I got these clear plastic bags prepared with extra layer of clear tape across the bottom. That's to prevent from the seams from breaking. I've had it happen before. A customer received fish and all the water leaked out and all the fish died. And I find that with some of these bags, these seams on the bottom are the weak point. That's why these tape is there to protect it. And I use these poly filters, cut them up to small pieces, and I put them in there. I got more in here, and I just cut them up when I need them to. I can use them. And I double bag all my fish. This will be to go on the inside, and then I put them into another bag. And I use these boxes. As you can see, they're all prepared. You can use whatever size box that you prefer. And these are insulation foam boards that I get from Home Depot or Lowe's for like less than 20 bucks. A big sheet of 8 foot by 4 foot dimensions. I just cut them up to size. Looks like this, and then I also cut up a small piece like this. And what I do is I will put my because we're approaching winter now, I will put my heat pad. You know, these heat pad bags, they have self-adhesives on the back, so I will just stick them here on the side like that. And in order to keep that put, you can either use tape or whatever, or like an extra layer of paper to use as an insulation, so it won't heat up the bag directly and make it too hot, and it's not good for the fish. What I do is I use this piece as a cushion. Cut them up to the same, just the right width. Okay, so this side might better. As you can see, that extra piece of styrofoam in there acts as an extra buffer in between the plastic bag and the heat pad. So I thought that would be useful to show. So on these 2 orders, depending on how far the distance it needs to go and the weather conditions at going toward the destination, I will either use this longest 72-hour time frame heat pad, or I may use some 40-hour. They also sell shorter time frames, like 30-hour or 20-hour even, just in case if I need to ship something here in a nearby state and it's during the winter period. I only need like less than 24 hours or 30 hours worth of heating. Or if I need to ship a longer distance, I might double up on the heat pads, and I might throw in an extra short-term heat pad in along with the long-term heat pad. It all depends. And a lot of it is based on experience and judgment in order to prevent loss as much as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop out an order of fish, a couple orders of fish that are 6 fish each. I usually include an extra just to account for the possible losses during transit, or if the fish were to get unhealthy or get bullied inside a bag and it happens to die, at least I have 1 extra fish to be able to cover that loss. I usually include 2 more instead of 1 if I'm selling like 1-inch fish, because the bag is big enough to house 2 extra fish, but with an 1.5-inch size fish or larger, I won't be able to include that much more without increasing the size of the bag, because otherwise you run into concerns with water turning toxic or not enough oxygen inside that volume of bag. So Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Okay, so I just scooped out some water out of the big tank. That's where I'm gonna put the fish in. First I'm gonna get some ruby reds out. Wet my hand, and I try to measure every single one of my fish in case somebody claims that, oh, your fish is not big enough, it's undersized. So this one is a little bit under. I throw it back, but we should have a couple of good sized ones in here. Use a better tape measure, but this will have to do. And this one's definitely 1.5 inches, so he's good. This one I don't really need to measure. It definitely looks good. So we got 2 there. Now we're gonna do this tank. That's the offspring of this fish. Whatever his name is, I forgot.
He's a blue neon.
A couple of good sized ones out of here. Bigger ones in the back. The bigger ones always seem smarter. They hide out better, so it's harder to catch them. So I got 4 so far. I need 3 more fish. So get 1 or 2 OBs out of here. That's all he's gonna get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna give him a couple of strawberry dragon blood. It should be pretty easy to catch. There are a lot of big ones. jumpy though. They're jumpy little fellas. Let's see about this one. This one's definitely over. I'll just put him right in there. I try to get a male and a female because I sell these as unsexed. These two look like both of them are males based on the egg spots and the patterns on the dorsal fin. This one looks like he's a male, so he could use a female to go with. Yep. How do you differentiate males versus females? Is that females tend to have a lighter color reflection, whereas males would have more orange and deeper color. So that's 2 over here plus 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 I got in here. So this box already completed 1 order. I'm gonna put the lid on, prevent them from jumping out. They'll be in quarantine for at least a day before I ship them out. Sometimes I ship these, most times I ship these 2-day air. They don't always go by air though. If they're going to nearby states, most likely they go by UPS ground. But if they're going out on the opposite coast or Midwest, I'm in the East Coast, so if they go opposite coast or Midwest, you know, somewhere further away, they go by airplane. But what I don't like about it is sometimes they put the package just through so many different transits, and that adds a lot of unnecessary stress on the fish. But we have no control how FedEx ships the FedEx or UPS ship the fish. I absolutely will not use the U.S. Postal Service. Every time I use the priority mail, they never get there on time. I mean, if I were to buy and sell tennis rackets too. Those could be delayed a day or 2. It's no big deal, but when it comes to livestock, you know, you could lose your whole order like that. And I just need to get another 6 fish out of these tanks, and I'm done. I'll try not to get the one that I drop on the ground. You know, give them time to recover. These fish are very smart. I was trying to catch that fish that's already coloring up, and he knows I'm trying to target him, so he would purposely color down so I can't catch him. I got him this time though. before I move on to that one, just want to show you the fish that I got. This fish was the one with the most color, but as he was getting stressed, he actually tried to color down so I wouldn't recognize him. So out of these three, I'll be picking the two larger ones, which are these two. I'll let this one go. Whoever's gonna get these two ruby reds, he's pretty lucky because I'm sure both of these two are males. Now the big ones from this tank, so I'm only gonna give him one of those. I will give him a nice OB from here though. After doing this for a while, you wouldn't have to measure every fish because you'll have a pretty good idea of so there's my 5. And I just have to dump them in to this second breeder box and we're done. Seven fish each. I'll be feeding the rest of the fish later. I won't feed these. I'll be fasting them for a day. They'll be well on their way. And the few hours or a day before I bag them up, I usually get fresh water from water supply, and I use Seacom Safe. Just a little bit of Seacom Safe powder added in there. And I put this methylene blue in there. It makes the water blue, and it has a little bit of, it gives the fish a little bit of sedation, so it will reduce stress during transit. You can see here's my DIY water center. This way I don't have a sink in the basement, but at least I have the water supply right here, both hot and cold water supply. And I just hook them up to a garden hose with the hose attachment, That's how I change water. This way I wouldn't have to run upstairs or install a separate sink. And I have a sump on the corner of my basement over there. So I just hook it up to that long water hose over there. You can see by my furnace whenever I need to change water and discharge it. But to replenish water, it just comes from right here. That saved me a lot of time, and that's all I needed. I mean, there's other automations that can be done in this fish room, but I just not ready to incur additional work and expense for my size operation anyways. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will hope to see you next time. Peace out.